All right, I just made about what a Tnt student makes. Like, so let's talk about it. Like, I'm an instructor out here teaching students how to drive, back, all that stuff. Like, I'm out here training people, and I hear a lot of Tnt trainers saying that their students make more than they make. Well, like, it finally happened to me. I don't do Tnt students, but I know that there's Tnt students that made more than me this week. So, like, here's my check stub right here. You can, it is for last week, and my total gross was $934.35. They took out $74.79 for taxes. Travel allowance, I made $34.40. So I got some travel allowance. And then after taxes, after my total charges, they're going to be right here of like $243.77. A lot of this stuff is my health insurance, my dental, 401k, my Prime phone, just a bunch of random stuff, like, not random, but I mean like a bunch of benefits and stuff, because I'm a company driver, I'm not a lease driver. So the direct deposit, we're going to go with the net, because that's what I made total. So what I made total was $650.19. That's what I took home for 1 week. Also, I put $100 on my Prime card, and then direct deposit to my bank. What went to my bank was $550. You gotta know one thing in trucking. So this is why I'm doing this video right here, is to let you know that, hey, sometimes you get a good check, sometimes you get a bad check. What I'm not telling you right now that you're just now gonna learn is, I knew this check was coming. How did I know it was coming? The way I knew it was coming is I tested out 3 people the week before. So I made double what I normally make, maybe almost triple what I normally make for 1 week. So I knew that was going to happen. So what I did is, at the first of the month, I paid my house payment and my truck payment on my personal truck. Or actually, I paid my truck payment on the 15th, like the middle of the month. So I knew that the first check, I needed to pay my house payment. And since it was a big check, because I tested a guy over there, I knew, hey, that truck payment needs to be paid right now, because next week's going to be a bad check. I planned ahead. I was smart with my money, so I paid my truck payment. So when this check came out, I was all like, it's cool, because I paid everything last week. That's one of the things you got to do in trucking. You got to know that those bad checks are going to come, and you got to be prepared for it. Sometimes a load will fall into the next week, which makes a bad check right there. But you got to know that the next week, you're going to get that money back. Like, you're going to make that money back next week. So you have to be able to know, hey, I'm going to come into a bad check right here because this load fell onto this. You got to be smart with your money. That's one thing that you need to do out here, is be smart with your money. Just because I got the bad check the week before, I got the good check the week before, I didn't go out and just blow it. I was like, man, I'm balling. Like, I'm going to go and, eat this nice restaurant, like, and I'm gonna pay for everyone that's with, like, all my friends and stuff. I'm gonna invite them and pay for everybody. I'm gonna be flexing my check because I got this huge check. Nah, I didn't do that. Because I knew the next check was not gonna be good. Now, this check that I'm about to get for this week, it's back to what it normally is, because I tested one student and I ran more freight than I ran on that check. So believe me, like, we're getting better. Like, I didn't get to do multiple loads that week because I had a lot of students testing at once. So I did 1 load that week, or 2 loads that week, and tested out some students, and that's what I'm left with. So, it happens. What I want to get out with this video is be smart with your money. Understand that not every week's going to be, say I'm normally making $1,500 a week. I'm bringing home $1,500 a week. You're not going to be making $1,500 a week every single week, because stuff happens. You might get stuck at a shipper, your load might fall onto the week after that, or you might have had a load that fell into that week that you're on, so you got that big check. You got to prepare yourself for that next check. You got to look to the future. Don't go out and blow that money, and then you get your next check, you're all like, man, I can't make no money at Prime. We have to be smart with our money, and we have to make sure that we're good for the times that we do get the lower checks. It's not all like happy stuff out here and making money consistently. It is doing good. There's a bad check in there, but I knew the week before I did good, so guess what? I saved some of the money to prepare myself for that next week. Be smart with it. You guys kind of know what your check's going to be like. Like everybody, we're crunching numbers as we're working the week. Oh, this load's going to make me this much, so this plus this, I should be making this much. And then you're all like, man, I want one more load this week and I'll be set. That load that you get, it might fall on the next week, and you're like, dang, bro, that sucks because I needed that money this week. Hey, pick one of your bills that you can wait another week to pay, because you're getting that next load on that next check, so you're still going to be good. That's why it's hard for us as truckers to give people the, hey, I make this much money every week. It's hard for us to do that because we know sometimes our loads fall onto the other week or stuff happens. So a lot of people like to ask me, well, how much do you make at Prime? Depends what week it is. You know, give me an average. I can give you an average, but then you're going to be thinking that you're making that every week. There's weeks I make more than that. There's weeks I make less than that. So it's real hard for us. That's why there's not really good videos on like how much we make a week at Prime. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope that this helped you be smarter with your money.